Hi guys, my name is Mika and I'm a professional Valorant player from Southeast Asia. And I recently reached Radiant in Valorant in 4 days with the craziest of sets. And in this series, we'll be going through all of the things I did, all the things I had to maintain just to get to Radiant in 4 days whilst maintaining really crazy stats. So without further ado, let's get this started with. I'll be breaking this series down into 4 parts, and for the first part of the series, we're gonna focus on the mental aspects of Valorant, which in my opinion is more important than a lot of other things that people think are important. So I'll be explaining to you guys why it's that important, why it's good to have a good mentality going into the game, and why it helps you win more games in general, in the long run, that is. First of all, you need to ensure consistency in your gameplay by prioritizing things like your mentality and your perspective over the game, basically the way you view the game. Which brings me to my first point, which is learning how to move on and accepting everything. You need to understand that you can't win every single game you play or win every single 1v1 you take, because losses are essentially part of the game. You need to stop yourself from getting frustrated over your teammates' mistakes, because at the end of the day, you might be making mistakes yourself. So when that happens and you get yelled at, what do? So instead of focusing on people's mistakes, try focusing on moving on and avoid fixating on past rounds or poor performance from your teammates. And go into every match with the mindset knowing that loss is possible, but always try your best to make sure you win. Do everything that is humanly possible to make sure you win, but even if you lose afterwards, it just means that it was meant to be, bro. You can't do anything about it and you have to move on and try your best the next game. And by performing your level best and doing your job properly, executing your role well, you actually minimize your potential elo losses over time. So even if you do get losses stacked up, you will definitely end up winning more in the long run. So it's always a positive elo ratio in the end. Now for my second point. You need to always be patient and polite to your teammates, no matter what the scenario is. For example, you have a Jett who keeps dying repeatedly. You need to approach the situation with kindness instead of yelling at the Jett, shouting at them. Because in turn, if you yell at them, first of all, it's gonna ruin their gameplay. Secondly, it's gonna ruin your team's gameplay. And also, it's gonna ruin your focus on the game, which would ruin your gameplay as well. So it hurts everyone in the long run. So instead of losing your patience and getting toxic, you could suggest beneficial strategies to your teammates, like playing passively, for example, if their aggressive plays aren't working, or you could tell them to play more aggressive if your passive plays aren't working, and vice versa. And in turn, this would enhance both your individual gameplay and your team performance. So you do realize that losing patience would end up making winnable rounds unwinnable for you guys, so there's no point in being toxic to anyone. So a calm and constructive approach always significantly boosts your chances of winning, and it always positively impacts your team dynamics over time, which ends up getting you more wins. And we all love wins, don't we? And for my last point, I want to talk about confidence in game, and I can never stress how important confidence in game is, because it's like a barrier between losing and winning your games. The more confident you are, the more games you win, and the less confident you are, the less games you win. You need to understand that low confidence or low morale in yourself can always lead to doubts and wrong decisions, which would result in you losing rounds, and it would result in missed opportunities for you, and it would make you lose winnable rounds because you doubted yourself. You made a play 1 second later, you made a play earlier than you'd anticipated it. So yeah, that's where confidence comes in. And if you're confident enough in your play and you just stick to it, usually more than not, you end up winning the play or getting a good play, getting a free kill. And most of the time, the first thought that you get when you're getting into a play, the first thought that comes into your head is usually the best decision. So try not to ever overthink yourself. Try not to make things harder for yourself. It's never that deep. So that was it for my first video of the series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And do let me know if you guys want a more thorough explanation of my points, and if you guys want longer videos, or if this length is perfect. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And all the best on your grind to any rank you want, Radiant, Ascendant, Immortal. All the best to you guys.